warm Friday, April 2011. I'm in the New Eurekan Poets Cafe at the Grand Slam Finals. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's poets clashing to see who will reign supreme as Grand Slam champion of New York City. A friend of mine gets on stage, and I know who he is until he opens his mouth. I don't know that guy. He had this dignity in his voice. You could feel the hum in the room, the effect that he was having on everyone. And no matter what anyone said that night, we all knew from the first round who won. So after he did, I said, yeah, great job, congratulations on all of that, but why do you sound like Shakespeare died in your mouth? And the thing is I didn't ask him with this voice. I asked him with this one.
Balancing the childlike mind with adult maturity.
So yeah, I wasn't 12. The New Eurekan serves alcohol. I wouldn't have been able to get in. And I wasn't inhaling helium either. It was me, 26 years old, well past puberty. So back to my friend, he says, I'm in theater school. And the first thing they teach us before technique or any of that is voice, because the voice is life. Now, people want to change their lives all the time. But this man just told me that the voice is life. So I'm thinking, well, if I can change my voice, I can change my life. So it started a little bit like this. Hi, my name is Marshall, and this is my natural voice. And it was very annoying to anyone within a 3-foot radius of me, which led me to Kristen Linklater's Freeing the Natural Voice. And what she says is that when we're born, our demands of the world are a full body experience. Wah, things get done. But then we get words, and then we want chocolate chip cookies for breakfast. So we go, I want a chocolate chip cookie. And our very well-meaning guardians go, how do you ask? This can go one of two ways. Please, pretty please, can I have a chocolate chip cookie? And it is at this moment that we realize that if we want to connect with the world, have our way with it, and get what we want, then we better sound like that. Now that is what I call a lost baby. LOSS. We hear this all the time. You go to a restaurant, please can I have this, please can I have that, please can I have that? And they're driving their parents crazy, and we want to get the check before our food has arrived. Now, on the other side of that, you have your boss baby, BOSS, because if I say, when I want a chocolate chip cookie, and you give it to me, and I'm at the restaurant, give me this, give it to me, give it to me, you have your future tyrant. Now, we have grown adults that live in these two frequency ranges. But how do we find balance in the middle? I'm doing all of this research. And research like CEOs with deeper voices make more money. So if you have the right voice, you can be the big cheese. It worked for people like Margaret Thatcher and Elizabeth Holmes for some time. But is it just about having the right voice to boss people around? Because 134 couples were followed, and an algorithm using sound alone was able to determine which of these couples would stay together. Now, this algorithm was a little bit more accurate than humans. Does it mean that we're flawed? No. It just means there's a lot of information in sound. It gets better, though. A team in Switzerland created a program called David. They put a headset, kind of like this one, but except I can hear my voice in my ear. And what they were doing was tweaking the emotions. And what they found is that we respond emotionally to the sound of our own voice. And if anyone's ever heard themselves on their voicemail, they know exactly what they mean, right? They call this voice confrontation. And it's not so much that we just hate the sound of our voice just to hate it. It's more of the gig being up, all of our anxieties, our vulnerabilities, things that we would rather keep hidden are now fully exposed. Now let me tell you, the human voice literally lives in the most annoying section of our frequencies of hearing. So basically what that means is anytime you open your mouth, good job, you're annoying, right? Now couple that with the fact that, hey, your nurse does not talk to you while taking blood pressure, because cardiologists some time ago discovered that just talking can bump that number up. So, forget about public speaking. Just multiply, I may be the most annoying human on earth by, hey, how was your day? And it's like inciting a mild heart attack, right? And so I'm doing all of this research studying sports sciences, the martial arts, all of these different things because I want to be the boss of my own life and I would like to have better relationships. And with a voice like this one,
Balancing.
I would like to be a little less annoying. So I'm doing all of this research for a better voice. That I'm me, or so I thought. I was invited into a school district with a particular problem. Students were jumping in front of trains. So they were inviting teaching artists to come and see if they could suss out what was making the student body want to kill itself. I was invited to one school to speak. There were two on a Friday and scheduled to return Monday to do workshops. I get an email Sunday morning. A student from the other school jumped in front of a train Saturday night. And so maybe I was at the wrong school on Friday. But come Monday morning, a man of words has none. It's Monday. This happened Saturday. No one wants to see me go, "Hi, my name is Marshall. I'm going to teach you how to deal with your feelings." So I'm at the airport doing research as I always do. And I would type things like monkey whiskers in the voice in Google just to see what would come up. But in my mind, it's rolling because I'm thinking to myself, it does not matter what I have to say. Right now, what matters is how supreme are my listening skills. So for the first time in 1,000, I type in the ear and the voice. A book comes up, recently translated into English from the French. I download it and begin downloading. I hear about this gentleman named Alfred Tomatis, who was a French ENT, and in the golden years of his work and effort, he focused on the other powers of the ear, how it balances the body and energizes the brain. But what was most important to him was teaching us that we are a listening species. So you can change your voice if you want to change your life, but if you want to change your voice, you have to change your ear. I'm in a classroom. 45 degrees out of this window, a train has passed, blood has been cleaned, and a body is removed. And 45 degrees this way, a best friend has been left behind. The class suggests we sing, so we do, Hakuna Matata, until this young girl begins to sob. We stop. All of her classmates walk over to her and put their hands on her back. You can change your voice if you want to change your life. To change your voice, you have to change your ear. And that day I learned that sometimes the best way to speak is really to listen. What I'd like you to do right now is consider your favorite song. Hear all of the instruments playing together, hear one voice or many. And all of it sounds pretty nice together, doesn't it? Just go ahead and drift off your own inner conductor. Do, 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 do. Now, all of this does not happen by accident. You ever watch these movies where you see the big studio, and the studio has all of these knobs and whistles and things, and you learn about reverb and delays and all of the things that make your song sparkle. But what we're going to talk about today is something very specific, and those are those little knobs called equalizers, or the EQ. Now, the EQ does exactly what it says. It equalizes. But what does it equalize? It equalizes harmonics. You see, when a piano or a human or a guitar, they play the same note, they sound different because of these harmonics. So you have the ring in a piano, the twang in a guitar, the hum in a human. And that's its resonance. Well, what does that have to do with us? That's a great question. Because the study of autoacoustics studies the sound that our own ears make. And basically, that is the key to our own personalized EQ. So what that means is that you and the person next to you and the person next to them is hearing the same things, but not hearing it the same way. It's the reason why, at 3 a.m., a vacuum cleaner along the floor has one partner going crazy and the other one sleeps like a baby. And speaking of babies, think about how we talk to them. Look at you, you're so cute, you're so cute, you're so cute too. And that would be very strange on Monday morning if you walk into your office and go, look at you, you're so great, you're so great, you're great too. Or you have a young baby who's crying in the middle of the night, and there's someone picks, hey, little baby, do you need your diaper changed, right? These babies are not ready for adult sounds, so we EQ for them. And in fact, we EQ all of the time. But here's a question. What happens when you have highly capable, highly talented, very skilled people that are EQ to, please, pretty please, can you listen to my great idea? And they go by the wayside. Or they're EQ to, like, this is just the idea that we have and this is what we're doing, and we ignore them. Because if you don't EQ, our frequencies clash. Or you have a relationship where one person is EQ to, please, 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 can you just listen to my side? Can you just see where I'm coming from? And the other side is, this is my way or the highway. If we don't EQ, frequencies clash. Or what if today is the day that you wake up and you say, please, pretty please, can you give me a reason to stay? And no one is around to hear it, to guide you another way. And that is the day you decide to jump in front of a train. If we don't EQ, frequencies clash. A friend of mine brought to my attention that Shawshank Redemption as a movie probably wouldn't be the same movie if Morgan Freeman didn't narrate it. And I'm not sure if he's the voice that we hear is a voice that we love because we think he should speak, but more that we think he sounds like he would listen, like there's room to talk to him about the weather or quantum physics or penguins. So you can change your voice if you want to change your life. In order to change your voice, you got to change your ear. But if you want to change your ear, we have to learn how to EQ. Now, I can talk about this all day, but it's better for you to hear it for yourself, so please just stand up, stand up, stand up. We're going to do a little quick exercise in EQ. So go ahead and stretch a little bit. Just take a moment. Yep. Go ahead. There we go. I got some time. All right. So the first thing I want you to do is cackle like a witch. We'll do it all together. On three. Oh, wait. On three. 1, 2, 3. Great. Perfect. Now I want you to keep that same feeling. And I want you to say, we'll all say it together. Shaping the human experience. On three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shaping the human experience. Ooh, right. Felt like we were chopping the human experience into tiny pieces with a hacksaw. So, let's try something else. I want you to think about your favorite meal. Just go ahead and smell it. Roll it around in your mouth. All of that, yeah, just, yup, yeah. And with that same feeling, say, shaping the human experience. On three. 1, 2, 3. Shaping the human experience. Feels good, Go ahead and say it. There's all of this. There's all this science about food and mood and taste and sound and all of that we don't really have time to go into today, but you heard it and you felt it. You can change your voice if you want to change your life. But to change your voice, you got to change your ear. And to change your ear, we all have to learn how to EQ. The thing is that harmony, balance, that was the question. The question was, what is balance? And this was my answer.
Balancing the childlike mind with adult maturity.
That was December 2011. The question was posed to me, what is balance? That was my answer. Balancing the childlike mind with all of its magic and majesty and wonder, but with adult maturity. Maturity is an acoustic thing. It is knowing that as we think about shaping the human experience, it isn't brick and mortar as much as it is clay. This is someone's life. This is someone's heart. This is someone's soul. And if we are able to come back into our bodies, then harmony and balance can be found between teams, between people, that is something that is actually achievable. Michelangelo, he says that perfection is not when there is nothing left to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. So as my voice drifts off into the silence and fades to black, I leave my echo in service to you, to use my voice to find the way back to yours.